Unplug the unit. Remove these caps. Take out the carbon brushes. Unscrew this end cap. There are 4 Torx screws. Remove them. On the side here, there's a label. You have to cut through the label. It has already been done here, but I'm just showing you. You slide your blade along the seam and you cut the label into 2 halves. There. Do the same on this side. I flip the unit around and I separate the bottom from the top. It might be quite snug because the bearings are tightly impacted inside. Try to remove the cover horizontally. Remove these 2 side pieces. Unscrew these 2 screws. You can use a Torx or a flat head screwdriver. This might be quite tight in here. What I need to do now is I need to lift this with a balanced force, or I can push the top cover away with a balanced force. So what I'm doing is I'm squeezing the sides here with my hand and I'm actually lifting it out, but horizontally. I'm grabbing the stator there and there. If you're finding it's not coming out, you can help it by wedging the top, but don't let it go like that. Right, it is coming out now. There it has come out. Unplug the PC board at the back. Before I remove this piece, I need to remove this rubber dampener. And now I can slide the rotor through the middle. I can now unplug the switch assembly. If you want to remove this, you can just unscrew this, and there is the claw. Peel this open using a screwdriver. I take my screwdriver in there on the edge and I just twist it a little bit. There we go. On the other side over here, I take my screwdriver and I just twist it in there, and there it's starting to come out. And very gently, because there is a slider in here, I separate this. There we go. The locking pin over here can be pressed out. There's a ring, a pin, and there's the little button. If you want to get this button out, I just need to press it out with my screwdriver. Right, that is the disassembly of the Dremel. To reassemble, I put this back in there, tighten this. I squeeze these 2 sides to insert the button. I insert the pin, and I line up the ring. Right, reassembly, we can see there is a groove there, and this edge here slides in that groove. So that is what it looks like. Now this part here is unidirectional. It doesn't matter which way you put it on, but what is important is that it sits on top there like that, and I wedge it in there, and that's what it should look like. Right, if this falls out, it goes like that, and it must be seated inside there. Make sure these copper seats look like that. It will feel like it's spring-loaded, so it does need a bit of force. Make sure that this can move, right? It's seated there, and now I can just press this in. Right, now slide this up and down. You should hear a definitive click. Check the sides that they are flush. While I have the unit open, I can just clean the commutator over here. I just take a contact cleaner and a rough cloth, and I just wipe this. This is not a mandatory step. Right, that does look a bit better. Take the rotor, insert it into the stator. Note the 4 posts here are at the back. Take the switch assembly and feed it over the back. Notice the metal pins plug into the back of the stator. Take the rubber dampener and put it over the bearing. Take the top cover and put it upside down. Make sure the pin is in place and the ring is in place. Flip this upside down. Get the circuit board. Make sure that the wiring is on the top. Notice these 2 pins are offset. The one is higher than the other. That must plug in the back here. Take the whole assembly and seat it down. This bearing seats in that space there, and this bearing over here seats over there. This flange must be on the inside. It must sit on this side. Don't let it climb over this plastic. It might be quite snug, so just help it, but you don't need to force anything. If it's not going in, it means there's a problem. Check that the slider switch has come through there. Rotate the unit, make sure that it can turn freely. It should seat in completely horizontally. If you're finding that it keeps wanting to pop out, it means that that thing has climbed over there. I'm now going to put the clamp back on here. Now before I tighten it, I press this in. Notice how the wire goes in. Check that that's quite tight. Now I insert the strain relief. Notice that it sits horizontally. It is a rectangle, not a square. The wide side is at the bottom and the top. The shorter ones on the side and the side. It seats in like that. Now I insert the side caps. They are directional. On the side of it, there are grooves. These lips here line up with these grooves. Note it must look like that. It is flush. If yours looks like that, it is incorrect. It should not be inside there. It should look like that. Before placing the top cover, make sure this ring is in place. It just needs to be seated there. Right, take this cover, which is the bottom cover, and place it horizontally over the unit. Now, notice there is a finger there and then there's a finger there. Those fingers slide one over there and one over there. So it's actually better if you do the one side and then you just help this with your finger, pushing that finger in. Note that when I tighten this, I do it with a balanced force. I don't do that. I make sure that it is horizontal. Notice the line here. I can't even get my nail in here. So these have seated correctly. Also this side, it is completely flush. I cannot even get my nail in there. Return the 4 screws. Tighten this cap. That space there is a rectangle. So notice that the wide side goes like this. Seat the top cap. Hold it in with your finger. It should screw in without much force. This should screw in easily. If it's not screwing in easily, it means you're making a mistake. The unit has now been assembled. And now plug it in. Thanks for watching and cheers.